If you clicked on this video, I don't even need to tell you what it's about because you saw the title. I want to talk about happiness, something I learned just like smacked me in the face by Tony Robbins. I've heard so much about happiness, but I feel like I didn't hear it this way. I didn't hear it the way he said it. What he said was to imagine a situation right now you are happy about, a situation that you do like, a situation that you do feel good, something you're proud of, a place where you've accomplished things, something where you are happy. Imagine something in your life right now where you are happy. And I'm gonna tell you what he said about why you're happy about it. Just think about that for a moment. What's a situation, what's a place, what's an area, a field in your life where you actually are happy? And I hope you have one, but if not, you'll still get the general message here. Now what he explains just so profoundly, it just touched me, and it's like I've heard so much about it. It just for some reason just resonated when he said this. The reason that you're happy with that situation is because it matches your blueprint. It matches your idea of how your life should be. That's why it's a happy situation to you, because you're in this place, in this area of your life. You're either where you think you should be there or you're above. That's really it. That's it. It's that simple. Now when there's a situation that you're not happy with, like it could be your job, your career, that's an easy place, or it could be your family relationships. You got to be honest with yourself where you're not performing your best. And if the reason you're not happy with it is because you're not where you think you could be, or where you should be in that situation. You're not doing the best that you could. And I'm not telling you it's your fault right now. I'm just trying to give you the general guidelines for what makes a situation in our mind appear like a good situation, or what makes another situation in our minds appear like a bad situation. So that's the general groundwork of it. I'll sum it up. I'll say that again. When you're happy about something, is because it matches your idea of what you think your life should be like at this moment in time. And when you're not happy, it's because it doesn't match what you think you could be doing, what you should be living up to, where you should be, how much you could be giving to it, or how much it should be given to you, any way, shape, or form. That's when you have a situation that you're not happy about, no matter what it is. Usually I find a lot of people in my world that I see not so happy with their job situation, and I see so many people that don't want to admit it, but they're not really so happy with their family situation. It's not like they're unhappy with their family, but they know that their relationship with their family isn't as good as it should be. But I want to tell you though, how you can change that, how you can flip the script, how you can actually be happy in more areas of your life. That's what I'm hoping to at least inspire onto you, if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to actually do, because this is going to take some work on your part. Now you got to understand, because I already gave you the general basic concept, you're not happy in those areas because you're not doing the best. So what I'm going to tell you is just really, really simple. You're going to have to focus on those areas more. Tony Robbins has a thing he calls the 90-day challenge. Like, take your family work, take your family relationships, and just give it your all for the next 90 days. Just go at it. Love like you just met these people, like they mean everything to you. Show them what they mean to you. Prove it. And then just watch how your relationship grows. And do the same with your work. If your work isn't where you want to be, then for the next 90 days, give your all to your job. And if at the end, if you gave everything you had to give, you gave everything you had to your family, if they're your kids, you're stuck with your kids. But if you gave everything you have to your wife or your husband, everything you had to your job or your career or your business, and for 90 days, for 3 months, you really committed yourself, or you just, for whatever you feel like you can do, if you just really commit yourself and and you can honestly tell yourself that you gave that everything you had, then I'm going to tell you that maybe that's not the person you're supposed to be with. Maybe that's not the career you're supposed to be in. Maybe if you really truly can honestly tell yourself that you gave that situation your all, you might be in a situation you should consider leaving. Now, I'm not here to encourage divorces. I'm not here to encourage people to just leave their jobs, but I am here to encourage people to live the best lives they can. And I do know that lots of times people get stuck in a job they don't want to be at. People get stuck in a relationship that just wasn't meant to be with a person that they didn't have that much chemistry with, and they just kind of fell together just because of the scenarios, the situations, the time and places just made it a convenience, but they don't actually have that real deep connection. And you be honest with yourself. Did you ever have that real deep connection? Because if you did have it, and if it was in the beginning of the relationship, then do what you did in the beginning of the relationship. Do what you would do if you just got with that person. Like as Tony Robbins would say, when you get in the beginning of a relationship, you're willing to go take out the trash. And then years later, you're like, I'm not your slave. Ask yourself, in any kind of way, shape or form, what was different between when you started and where you are now? When you started, like let's go into the example of the job. Did you take the job for money, or did you take the job because it was something you actually wanted to do? Because if you just took the job just for money, maybe it wasn't the right job for you. Because honestly, I believe in happiness coming first, your inner peace of mind, having a good life, having a good reality, having a good world. These are things that matter to me. You know, if somebody gave me $1 billion, but they told me that for me to make all this money, you know, I would have to be the owner of McDonald's. Like this, I'm like somebody were to hand me McDonald's and be like, here, you can have all this money, but you got to run McDonald's. You know, in my mind, I'm gonna feel sick. I feel sick just thinking about it right now, because I'm like, all the people I'm hurting, I'm killing, so that me, myself, can be rich. That's just selfish. That's not really like the happy, ideal life for me. They say the guy who owns McDonald's, kids died before him of diabetes. That's a sad life. I would take that as a sign to retire, honestly, if that was me, if I was him. But as going on to your wife or your husband, when you pick this person, honestly, I feel like a good way to pick this person, just something that goes with me profound, you gotta pick someone that you can sit down and have talk with for hours. And I'm not talking about even just now, at least when you got into a relationship, when you met this person, and after you guys became closer, it's gotta be someone who you can talk with on the phone for 3 hours about nothing and just enjoy each other's company for no reason. If you pick them because of their looks, or their money, or anything kind of superficial, then that is a relationship I would question, and I would ask you to question. This is kind of going all around the place here, but basically I'm gonna sum it up with, give your life, give whatever it is that's suffering, where you're feeling pain, where you're feeling sorrow, where you're not so happy in your life. Give it your all. Give it 150%. Give everything you have to it. Just do it as hard as you can, and make sure that you can honestly tell yourself that you really, really are doing your best. And don't even tell me you're doing your best now. I want the best of you out of the version of you who's trying to do better of himself every single day. The one, not like, oh, I did my best, I just suck, I don't know how to do this. That's not the you I want. I want the you who's gonna get out there, who's gonna read books, who's gonna watch videos, he's gonna keep inspiring himself, he's gonna keep motivating himself. Whatever his job is, he's gonna learn how to do a better job. Whoever his wife is, he's gonna learn what she likes, and he's gonna learn how to take better care of her. And then when you told yourself, when you done all that, when you done the time, you done the work, you done the research, and you drained yourself to the point where you have nothing left to get, and you can honestly say that, and then maybe consider leaving and finding a new life. That's not really, you know, that sounds like a sad life. I get that. I get that. That's not really what you want to hear. Chances are, if you gave it your all, you're probably not going to want to leave it, because you'll find a way to make it work. So I will say that. But I also will say, you got to decide for yourself. Honestly, I'm not telling you to leave your family. Definitely a big one though is your job. Consider if that's the right job for you. Consider it. Consider it. Consider other job options. Consider other opportunities. Consider the things in your life that you didn't go after. Consider where you got comfortable, where you got lazy, where you didn't pursue your dreams and your goals. Don't consider your age. Don't tell me that you're too old to live your life's dreams or to be able to go do anything else with your life, and it's too late. There's no such thing. There's people who, when they're 80s and they're 90s, that's when they go and they actually finally become the person who they were supposed to be. Now, it's sad if you wait that long, you waste all that time, but you're here now. The past is the past. The future is up to you. What do you want to do with it? I don't know about you. I think maybe I do know a little about you, but about me, I want to live the happiest life I can. I want to question every single thing in my life over and over and over again. And if it's the truth, if it's where you're meant to be, then there's no reason for you to worry about it if you question it. There's no reason to fear question it, because the truth will always hold up to questioning. If it's the truth, you can't, there's nothing, there's just literally nothing to worry about. If that's truly the job you're supposed to be at, that's truly the person you're supposed to be with, and if you question it over and over and over again, well, they're gonna pass that test. So you got nothing to worry about. But if you question it over and over again and they're failing that test, I don't want to tell you though to leave your family, to leave your job, because I'm kind of going back and forth on this, but I do want you to consider the possibility that maybe it's not the place for you. I just want you to consider that possibility, but only under the circumstances that you know truly deep within your heart you did everything you can possibly do. You gave everything you possibly could to grow and nurture and mature that relationship, and not in you're just trying to give it your all in the physical sense, in the emotional sense, but also in the mental sense, that you're actually learning actively on a daily basis, watching people like me, watching other people. If it's a relationship, reading books on relationships, you know, just learning everything you can so you can do that better. And if you truly learned everything you can and you just get bored and you get tired in the end, then you know what, maybe consider leaving it. Just at some point, I don't want to tell people this, but I think there are a lot of people in a lot of bad relationships. I don't want you to end your family. I do not want you to end your family's relationship. But I do want you to consider if that was the person you're supposed to be with, and if you can honestly tell yourself that you know for a fact, you know this for a fact, that that's not the person you're supposed to be with, that you have no real chemistry, that you guys are complete strangers and you were from day one, well, then you know what you got to do. Have a nice day.